Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News, March 19th, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned yesterday that I was going to be heading out early this morning to go to one of my local food banks and volunteer my time loading some of these trucks for food distribution to the elderly. And let me tell you something. I recorded some information, on my way there and whenever I was finished. Unfortunately, I was not able to take photographs or video while I was there. I'll show you guys the video that I recorded, and a very, 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 very touching and emotional situation there today. A lot of these things just really hit home, man. And there are tragic stories now starting to develop across the United States, and I'll share one of those stories with you. I just recently wrote up the information and placed it in an article on the USA Headline News. I shared the information on social media, but very, very, very sad, very, very disturbing. The numbers are starting to jump. They're starting to climb. And after I was finished up late this morning, I stopped at my local Walmart. And surprisingly, the parking lot was kind of, semi-bare, about a third of the way full. And I went inside just to check it out and grab a few things and speak to a couple of the Walmart workers. And surprisingly, they now had all of the meat sections completely full. The only section in the whole damn store that was not full was the toilet paper aisle and paper towels once again. I got there at the right time because they just rolled out a pallet full of paper towels and toilet paper. And, and just for the hell of it, I grabbed, one 12 pack, threw it in my cart, picked up a few, essentials, and talked to a few of the store workers. And, I actually thanked the people that I spoke to, and they deserve the thanks. I could see that they're all working pretty hard. I could see that they are stressed. I actually even asked that question. Are you guys stressed out? And they're like, yes. It's not the work that is stressing them out. It is the constant, nonstop contact with others. And they know it's not anybody's fault. They know that nobody is doing anything to them intentionally, but all of these people have to go back home when they're done working to their families. And after I show you my video of my experience this morning, we're going to talk about a situation that occurred in New Jersey. And it's very heartbreaking. It's very eye-opening. It's a huge shock to reality. And I know I come on here a lot, folks, and I show you guys the tougher, hard side of me. But man, some of these stories that are now coming out, man, they're heart-wrenching. They rip your guts out. And it's only the beginning. That's the crazy part, It's only the beginning. And the shock and the reality hit me late this morning when I was on my way back home that there's a very high possibility that myself, I can possibly lose friends family members, people that are near and dear to me. It just hit me. It blew me away. But anyways, I'm gonna share these video clips that I recorded this morning, and then I'll talk to all of you about this recent article that just came out, and a lot of important information. Excuse me. I got tested this morning. I talk about it in the video clips that I'm going to show you guys, and whenever I pulled up, I saw the people in the white hazmat suits, and then the reality, man, the reality started setting in. It was like something out of a movie. It kind of freaked me out, and I'm a pretty level-headed guy, but it started to freak me out a little bit. And I got kind of uncomfortable, and I'll admit it, I actually got super paranoid. And I'll be honest again, I almost turned my ass around and headed back home. But I gave these people my word, and there are, thousands and thousands of elderly people that are relying on the food. And those numbers quadrupled in about 72 hours for our local food banks. And that's scary. Unemployment rates in my area of southwestern PA in the Pittsburgh area jumped. 70,000 people filed for unemployment in 48 hours. 70,000. And then yesterday, a big, gigantic gas company. They call it the cracker plant. And years ago, whenever they started doing all the fracking here, they built this massive this plant. There's about 6,000 people that work at the cracker plant. Now, it has nothing to do with crackers, but it is for the natural gas extraction, and it's just a massive facility. Because 6,000 people work there, the opportunities for these people to infect one another was drastic. It was so great. Yesterday, they laid off all 6,000 people. Every single one of them. 6,000. And they shut the plant down. I don't know when they're going to be reopening. They said that the sanitation conditions before the CV-19 occurred were pretty bad. I don't know why, but they didn't really get into detail. But apparently, they're going to be cleaning, sanitizing, and making a lot of changes at that plant. How long it's going to take, I don't know. Is it going to reopen anytime soon? I don't know. But that just put 6,000 people out of work. Just like that. But anyways, we'll talk about some of this. Let's get into the video clips that I recorded this morning on my way. Let me go ahead and just jump over here. Move to this other screen. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Planet X News. It is March 19th, 2020. I mentioned last night in my live stream that I was going to be heading out to one of my local food banks to volunteer. I spoke with the director yesterday, and just about 15 minutes ago, and Apparently, the man that runs their forklift, loads their trucks. Apparently, he came down with a very severe fever a few days ago, and he has self-quarantined himself. So they don't have anybody to load the pallets onto the delivery trucks. And mainly what they do there is they have donations of food that come in from a large number of the local grocery stores, including Walmart and Sam's Club. And they have a big, gigantic walk-in freezer, and they have just about every single food item that you could find in a grocery store. They do supply at the food bank. So what they do is they box up these food items in pretty decent sized box, and they then distribute them to the high rises where a lot of the elderly people live, people that are in need. And I volunteered and worked there, oh my goodness, for quite a few many years, back in 2010, 11, 12, 2013. And basically what I do is after the ladies fill the boxes, they put the boxes on pallets and they shrink wrap it, and then it's loaded onto a 22-foot long delivery truck. And on the back of the delivery truck, it has one of those automatic lift gates. And when they get to the high rise, they're able to pull a pallet, put it on the lift gate, lower it, and take it into the building. And normally goes into the one of the recreation rooms, and then they're able to distribute it from there. Some of the high rises for the elderly, they're kind of not situated like that. So the boxes have to be taken off manually and put on a dolly, and then dollied into the building, and then they will distribute them accordingly. So apparently, their guy has come down with a pretty bad fever. I don't know who he is. I used to know the other guy that volunteered and worked there, but I don't know what happened to him. So I still have my forklift certifications and blah, blah, blah. Now, she did tell me that as soon as I get there, I'm going to have to be tested. And I said, oh, you're going to give me a CV-19 test? And she said, well, we have one of the monitors that they're using to test people's temperatures. They point it at your head, and they take your temperature, basically. So I said, okay, yeah, that sounds good. And she said that they are offering right there on the spot the CV-19 actual test. So today, not only am I going to get my temperature checked, I'm going to actually get one of these COV ID-19 tests where they shove the swab up your nose and down your throat, and I will have the results back in about 48 hours. So within the next 48 hours, I will know if I'm a carrier, and I sure as hell hope not, man. I really, really do. I really, really hope there's nothing wrong with me. But I was listening to some information first thing this morning on the news, and I don't know, man. It almost brought tears to my eyes. But they were showing people that were going to visit their elderly relatives, mother, father, grandmother, at these elderly homes, and they had to talk to them through the glass. That was just so sad, man. That was just so sad, to see what's happening. And whenever I talked to the director of the one food bank, she was telling me that they actually had to rent 3 additional 22-foot delivery trucks from U-Haul and I think Penske, the big yellow ones, because their one delivery truck's not enough. So just in a matter of a couple of days, the amount of people needing assistance, she said it quadrupled. That's a lot of people, let me tell you. Because whenever I volunteered there before, and I would drive the big truck and, run the forklift and help do some of these deliveries if needed. We would actually, in the course of an 8-hour day, we would load that truck twice. Now, that's a 22-foot delivery truck. And we would stack the pallets 6 feet high and then, load them with the forklift. And then on board the truck, there's an electric forklift jack that you could maneuver around in the back of the truck. And that helps you, move these pallets around and then get them on the tailgate and lower them and take them into the building. But quadrupling the amount of assistance that people need right off the bat, that was pretty alarming, folks. I mean, that blew my mind, quadrupling it. So I guess they needed the extra trucks, and they had to rent them. And, they get state funding there at the food bank, and they also get a tremendous amount of donations from, monetary donations from people from all over the county. And, they also have food drives every so often. And, I've volunteered at the food drives before to help out. And, at this point, folks, every little bit helps. If you do want to make some kind of a donation to an organization right now, make it to your local food bank. If you do want to volunteer in some way, maybe try to volunteer if you're able at one of these local food banks, because I'm telling you right now, from my conversation with Marianne, it's going to be pretty crazy for these folks because, with the amount of people that have requested food already, quadrupling those numbers is extreme. Very, very extreme. She told me that it would probably take me 3 to 4 hours to get everything loaded in these trucks. They have a brand new building that they were able to get state funding for a few years ago, and the building's much, much bigger. Has multiple loading docks, and it made it a lot easier to get the trucks loaded, because they could simply back the trucks up right to the loading dock and load the pallets on and just keep on moving, and then the trucks are going to go out. Also, it's up to you guys, but yesterday on my local news,
They were already requesting people that wanted to do any kind of good service. The local blood banks are already having issues. And one of the local reporters, Megan Schiller from KDKA, she was at a local blood bank yesterday early afternoon, and they gave her a little behind the scenes tour, and they literally showed her that I think it was one of the Allegheny County blood banks was damn near bone dry already, man. And that's crazy. So, that could be another way. If you want to donate something, I guess you could donate a part of you and help somebody else in need. They're running through the same kind of precautions. If you are going to donate blood, they'll be checking your temperature first. You will have to wear a mask. The setups, everything is very, very, very sterile naturally. So I guess if you want to do your part, there are some ways to do it. It's tough for me to just sit by and watch all of this transpire and not do nothing. At the same time, look, I have to be very, very careful. I don't want to risk my health, but at the same time, what the hell, I've been on this earth 52 years. God's given me a pretty damn good life over those 52 years. So it's time to not be greedy and maybe try to give something back and keep that good karma. But that's just part of me. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. I've always been a very helpful and caring person. Look, I know I come off sometimes like an asshole, on the boob tube. But, in all actuality, man, I am kind of a softie, but don't be telling people that shit. But when it comes to the elderly and kids and things of that nature, well, that just hits home, and the elderly, damn it, phone dropped, hit a bump. But look, the elderly, these are the folks that raised us, taught us our values. I mean, I think about my grandmother, my grandfather, they taught me all of my values. They taught me all of my morals. My grandmother taught me how to cook. She taught me how to clean. She taught me how to wash clothes. She taught me how to sew. She taught me how to be polite, and, she basically molded me. And these elderly folks deserve better, And then I come and I think about my grandfather, and my grandfather, I loved him and respected him with all of my heart. The man fought in 2 wars. In World War II at the age of 18, and he fought in Korea. He was injured in both wars, shot, injured, and he stayed in the military for 33 years, and he saved a lot of people, man. In World War II, he saved a lot of other soldiers with his bare hands. Same thing in Korea. And, he lived to be 96 years old. And, these people deserve better. And then, I start to think about the folks, all of these elderly people in these European countries, and especially in Italy. Yeah, man, it breaks my heart. Like I said in my live stream last night, these folks they've gone through pretty much a living hell. You know, if they're in their 90s, 80s, or 90s, you know, they were, some of them may have been children or young kids or teenagers during World War II. And, you know, they know all about death and destruction. They know about poverty. They know about being hungry. It just breaks my heart. And you know, we can't let that happen, man. You know, regardless of the situation, we just can't let it happen. Now, you know, if you're not able to physically volunteer in some matter, then hey, you know, no problem. Say a prayer for these people. That's also good enough. Say a prayer for them. If you have a few extra bucks, you know, don't donate it to YouTube channels and shit like that. Like I said, if you can, maybe make a monetary donation to your local food bank, and do what's necessary for your people in your neighborhood, your town, your county, your state. And I think everybody pulling together, we could make a difference. You know, this is a very, very tragic situation. Just overnight, in a few damn hours, man, the numbers are starting to double in some of the states because the damn test results are coming in, and it's not good. And now that they have more data, one of the first things they were touching on first thing this morning was that youth factor. And that means that, some of the information that they were putting out in the beginning when they were talking about this is not affecting younger people, well, now they're coming to find out that was not true. And the information that they put out was absolutely 100% wrong. Oh my God. You know, that's terrible. What the hell's going on? Oh, by the way, before I forget, oh shit, there's something on fire over there. Oh shit. Before I forget, I spoke with, let me get out of the way of these damn trucks. I spoke with a friend of mine a little while ago. Actually, one, two, three, 4 trucks so far. Anyways, sorry, I was watching this guy with this big damn truck backing it up. I don't know if he he has a license to drive a truck like that. Doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna have to give him a few pointers. But anyways, I spoke with a good friend of mine. His name's Alan. He works for Pitt, Ohio, trucking, and he's been a truck driver for about 20 years now. And he was actually watching my live stream last night, and he called me shortly after, and then we spoke again early this morning. But he was telling me that it's been absolutely crazy. He makes deliveries. He's on a daily run from Pittsburgh to Ohio and back, and then Pittsburgh to West Virginia and back. And he does 2 of these trips a day, and his 8 hours is up. And he said that normally he works a 5-day work week, but since all of this has started, the deliveries to all of the stores, it's absolutely crazy. So he's now working 7 days a week. And he's been watching everything on the news, and you know, he said it's pretty tragic. And you know, for truckers, he drives a big semi, big 18-wheeler, and you know, you can only drive a certain amount of hours. I think it's 8 hours a day, or 8 or 10 hours a day, and you log that information in your logbook. So it's not like they could do a bunch of overtime and go work a 12-hour day, or you know, work a double shift on the road. So God bless him. You know, the company that he works for, you know, they were basically taking volunteers to work the overtime on the weekends, because Alan has seniority. He's been there for a long time. And, you know, he's a single guy raising 2 teenage daughters. So he likes to have the weekends to spend with his 2 daughters. But, you know, he's like me. He's like, look, man, there's a need, and somebody has to step up. So just about all of the drivers that work out at the big depot, it's not too far from me. It's probably about 15 miles. You know, they've all volunteered. They've all jumped on board, and they're going to do what they need to do. You know, that's one good thing that makes me feel good about being an American, is in the time of need, when things get tough, we do come together. Okay, yeah, they're starting to get these trucks lined up. Well, anyways, folks, listen. I am going to go get my temperature taken, and I'm going to go get the CV test done. My nose is all stuffed up, and I'm going to get my mask ready. I already got that bad boy. It's all sterilized. And we're going to go get this time volunteered, see what happens. And in about 48 hours after I get this test done, I will know if I am a carrier or if I am sick. And I sure as hell hope that I am not. But anyways, folks, stay safe. I wish everybody the best. And I'm probably going to end up doing another live stream either later on today or possibly early evening. So stay tuned. And like I said, please be safe. Take care of your elderly. Okay, folks. Just got finished up with loading these trucks up, and actually went a lot faster than I thought. They had things pretty well organized. The tables that they have for the volunteers to pack the boxes with the food. Before, in my experience, you know, helping out with this food distribution, you know, normally they would have these folks standing, you know, side by side, all working off of these little rolling conveyor belts and 8-foot long tables. They just make the box, tape the box, pack them up, mark them, and tape the tops, and then start stacking them on pallets. And, they had all these people lined up, but they had them all about 6 feet apart. And they took up a lot of space doing it that way, but they had no other choice because they say to keep people about 6 feet apart. So that was all taken care of. And we went through a little instructional meeting in the beginning. And I asked if I was able to take a few photographs because there were people there that were dressed up in them white hazmat suits. Apparently, those were the people that were administering the tests. And whenever you see it on TV, it's one thing, but when you see it in person and you're now experiencing it, oh, it's a shocker. It's definitely an eye-opener. They didn't have you standing in line to get your temperature checked. They would just basically call out your name real quick, and you step up, and they point that temperature gun at your forehead, and it has a little laser beam on it, and the beam, they center the beam directly on your forehead, and it gives out your temperature. Well, mine was right on the money. It was 98.9, which was, thank God. I haven't been feeling sick or anything like that. I feel pretty damn good. I've been overloading myself with about 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and I take it in a powder form, mix it in hot water, and, it tastes like orange juice, and I drink it straight down. I take 2 packets, which is 2,000 milligrams, and also I've been, I take astragalus, which is an immune system booster. I've been taking that for, probably over 20 years. And, you guys could look astragalus up and you can check it out. You may want to start taking it just to be on the safe side. It's up to you. But I'm up here at my local Walmart now, and the parking lot seems to be kind of empty. I'm kind of surprised at that because the other day when I was up here around the same time, it was like a freaking madhouse in here. But anyways, oh God, this CV test. Oh man, it was horrible. They take a large Q-tip swab. It's about that long, and they shove it real far up your nose. It actually made my eyes water. That's how far up in the nasal cavity they go. They took that swab, they stick it in a test tube, and it's sealed and marked on the side of it with a magic marker. I had to fill out an information card with all of my personal information. They even asked for my social security number, which was a little weird, but that information was on that card. And then they take a throat culture. Same thing, take another long Q-tip swab, and they jam it down your throat real far back there, man. I mean, the girl almost gagged me. But they put that in the test tube, seal it up, mark it, and then they go into individual bio bags and then into another larger bio bag with all of the information. It's all sealed up. You actually sign off on it that was your cultures, and then it gets sent off. I was asking the girl in the freaking hazmat suit. I mean, God, she had eye protection on, regular safety glasses like these ones, but clear. And she had a full-faced clear shield, and she was dressed in one of those white hazmat suits. She also had real thick blue latex gloves, and they were halfway up her forearm, and it went, it all went pretty quick. But like I said, folks, in the first half of this video, if you guys want to make a difference, if you guys want to volunteer in some way, some form, your local food banks, okay? Your local food banks, because your neighbors, your town folks, they need it the most. So look up information for your local food bank in your county where you live. If you want to make a monetary donation, go ahead and do that. Don't give you at this particular time, don't give your money to YouTubers. Okay. Do what's right. These elderly people are really, really on my mind. It's making me sad to see what's happening. It really is. I was talking to an older gentleman that volunteers there. He's been a volunteer there for, long time. Old man, he's close to, I think he's 89 years old by now. I think he's 89, he said. Old Italian man, Bruno. What a character. Still speaks broken English to this day, but he's in good physical shape. And, he was helping out. He's going to be, believe it or not, he's going to be driving one of the big 22-foot trucks. He's sharp, man, for his age. Very, very sharp. But also take into consideration, once again, that the blood banks, for some reason or another, the blood banks are somehow, some way, man, they're being depleted. I don't know why. I'm going to actually look into that later on. I'm going to see what information I can find out why the blood banks are depleted. I don't know. But I wish I was able to take some pictures. I asked if I could do a little videotaping, and that was one of their roles. And I asked why. I was kind of prying around, man, And they said, well, we have these people here in these hazmat suits. We don't want to draw any kind of negative attention, blah, blah, blah. They're keeping things very, very sterile there. All of the people packing the boxes were wearing the heavier duty blue surgical latex gloves. Everybody had a mask on. I'm not sure what kind of mask they were using. You had to dispose of the mask after you were done using it. And they had those red bio bags, because I wanted to keep mine. It had the two little tiny filters on each side, and they were blue. So there was no markings on it or anything like that, but you had to dispose of latex gloves, and you had to dispose of your mask in this red bio bag trash can, which is the right thing to do. I wanted to take it home, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, how stupid, possibly inhale some stuff, and now I'm taking this mask into my home. And I've been keeping my house, man, sterile as hell. I'm a clean freak to begin with, but I'm starting to get on my own nerves. So in ending, if you guys in any way want to volunteer at any of your local food banks, do so. I know churches around me are shut down. A lot of churches around my area do volunteer work for the elderly and people that are not as fortunate as all of us. But unfortunately, all of that has been shut down. So the food banks and the blood banks are two ways that you can make a difference if you want to. If you can't, look, don't beat yourself up. Simply close your eyes, fold your hands, and say a prayer for everybody on this planet. Because I think probably after we get through this weekend and we roll into next week, I think the numbers are going to start to get staggering, man. I think they're going to get bad. And it's pretty sad. You know, all the information that they put out last week about this CV-19 not affecting young people. Well, those numbers were wrong, and the statements that were being made were wrong, and a lot of those admissions came out very, very early this morning. Especially, I was watching Fox News, and they were talking about it first thing this morning, and they were actually quoting some cases that dealt with children, teenagers, and also young adults. So, once again, you know, the people in the medical field got it wrong. But look, they just don't have the stats. And I guess as the stats and the information come in, things are going to change. So I keep telling people, don't compare the numbers to the flu season. Don't compare those numbers to what's happening right now, because we have limited information on what's happening right now. We have a lot of information on the current influenza A/B season, okay? It's been around, I think they said it usually starts around September, and it goes through till May. So we'll see. I guess we will definitely see. But it's very, very sad to see what's happening to the elderly folks. That's ripping at my guts right now. It's terrible. Terrible. But anyways, folks, I am going to brave Walmart right now. And like I said, I'm here at my local Walmart, and the store, well, the parking lot looks pretty damn bare. I'm going to take my phone in with me. I'm going to take a look around and maybe take a few photographs of the shelves if I see a bunch of empty shelves. But anyways, folks, stay safe, stay tuned, and Scott from Planet X News, I'm out. Hello, everybody.
Okay, folks. Hold on, let me switch screens back again. Okay. That was my little testimonial. I know it was quite long, but that was my journey this morning. One hell of an experience. Before I end this live stream, I want to show all of you a recent story that I wrote earlier this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And this article is available on my USA Headline News website, and this story just absolutely rips your guts out. Very, very sad. Three members of one family die after 7 of them infected in New Jersey. Coronavirus case. And Grace Fusco, mother of 11, grandmother of 27, would sit in the same pew at church every Sunday, surrounded by nearly a dozen members of her sprawling Italian-American family. Sunday dinners drew an even larger crowd to her home in central Jersey. Now her close-knit clan is united anew by unspeakable grief. Mrs. Fusco, 73, died on Wednesday night after contracting the coronavirus. hours after her son died from the virus and 5 days after her daughter's death. So three members of this Italian-American New Jersey family are now deceased. I don't know what to say. But this is how fast that your life can be just stripped away. Whether it's God saying that this is your time or what, I don't really have too many words for this story. You guys can read the whole entire story. It's a little bit of a tear-jerker. That has to just be absolutely devastating to any family. Losing one member, but losing three, all revolving around this damn virus. And I think we're probably going to see more and more cases like this. And I will leave the link to this article in the comments section after this live stream is over. And I would appreciate it if all of you share the article on your social media accounts, whether it be Facebook or Twitter. And maybe some people that think this is a game or think that this is a hoax, maybe this will start driving reality home for them. Something else that just absolutely really pissed me off this morning, and I want to share this with all of you also. I jumped over here to Facebook for a minute because I also have a local news page for folks here in my area. Our local newspaper shut down, oh God, many years ago. After I think 101 years, they finally shut down. And I opened up this local news Facebook page. And here, when I started the live stream, I was mentioning to all of you the U.S. Labor Department reported applications for unemployment benefits has risen by 70,000. So that's just in a couple of days. This is an absolutely horrible, disgusting report about how these elderly people are being treated right now, and this is a big problem. Big problem. I'm not going to play the video. I'll share the link. Okay, I'll share the link to this. But what's happening? Aliquippa is a suburb of Pittsburgh. And a local doctor says that he has elderly patients with underlying conditions and symptoms of coronavirus, but they are not being tested for it. Dr. David Thymans is a geriatric and palliative care doctor in Aliquippa. His practice sees about 1,500 elderly patients in nursing homes and assisted living facilities. He told Channel 11 News these patients are instead just being monitored and then sent back to nursing homes, where they could infect dozens of residents with the potentially deadly virus. He called the situation a crisis in our community. This virus is a lethal virus for patients in nursing homes and assisted living facilities, said Thymans. If we blink, we're going to regret blinking. We need to act now. Thymans posted on social media about one patient he treats at a nursing home. The man was sent to the hospital with a 100-degree fever, cough, chest congestion, and underlying health conditions. However, he was not approved for the coronavirus test, and he was told he would be monitored. Yeah, we don't know what to do. Right now, we're sending patients with suspected coronavirus back to nursing homes where they can infect 100 people. The mortality rates could be 10 to 20%. We're looking at massive amounts of deaths and a huge tragedy, said Thymans. Thymans said he has seen similar patients turned away from testing because they don't meet the criteria or there simply aren't enough tests. He fears if we don't treat those at most risk, a repeat of what happened in Washington State at that nursing home in Kirkland, Washington, where 29 people died. That can happen here. This is an absolute travesty. This is just sickening. Sickening. Jesus. How in the hell can you treat these elderly folks like that, man? Somebody needs to be held responsible for this. And hopefully through Dr. Thimmons, I think is Thymans or Thimmons, hopefully with him taking to social media and also going to the media, hopefully he gets the attention that he needs to get this problem corrected. Okay? So here's the deal, folks. If any of you have family members, elderly family members, parents that are in these assisted living facilities, old folks' homes, whatever you want to call them, somehow, some way, you need to check up on them. You need to do something because this situation that's brewing now with the assisted living care homes, this is getting a little out of control. Okay, we've already seen the problem wipe out 29 people in Kirkland, Washington. Now, in my own backyard, this is happening. And this is disgusting. And this cannot happen. This cannot happen. It cannot. It's disgusting. It's inhumane. I mean, oh my God. There are animals that get treated better. These people, these elderly folks, these are the people that gave us life. These are the people that probably maybe in your life, but I know in mine, instilled my morals and my values. Shit. This is getting me so... Boy, I could feel my blood pressure going sky high right now. It's really getting me to the point where I'm ready to get in my car and I'm ready to drive to that assisted living facility and, tear some heads off. That's just disgusting. These people should not be treated like that. And this is happening in Italy. They're letting elderly people die because what? They don't want to waste a test on them? Oh my God. Don't get me started, man. I'm already feeling hyper enough as it is. I didn't sleep well last night. I was just all of this stuff running through my mind. And it's making me mad. It's really, really... It's making me mad. But I'm only one man, although I do have a big mouth. I do have another friend of mine who works at one of the Pittsburgh local TV news networks. I've already put a message into her. I already gave her that doctor's name, the address to his office, and his telephone number. And I said, please, when you wake your ass up and you read this message, here is the story for you today. I don't care if Channel 11 broadcasts the damn story. You broadcast it also. And I'm going to be sharing this news report on all of my social media accounts. And somebody better do something about this today. Like today. It's just disgusting. Ugh. We're going to take one quick look at what the counts are. Right now, there were a lot of increases, drastic increases overnight. Not even really overnight, folks. Like in the course of the last 8 to 12 hours, you can see it's skyrocketed to 229,000 cases in the U.S. now have topped over 10,000, and 154 deaths. It's getting out of hand. Italy, 35,000. Well, almost 36,000, almost 3,000 deaths. Yesterday, they recorded the highest number of fatalities in a 24-hour period. Just breaks your heart. Other countries are starting to see their numbers rise as these tests are being conducted. And we just have to stay vigilant. This is a worldwide crisis. I can't imagine the audacity of some people right now to say or claim that this is all fake or this is all a hoax. That's pretty stupid, man. That's about the stupidest thing that could come out of your mouth. You have no proof of that. You have no evidence of that. But let me tell you this. For you people that do think that this is a hoax of some kind, you have a mental issue. Very, very serious mental issue. You should go see a psychiatrist immediately, or maybe when all of this is over. And you should get yourself checked out. Maybe one thing that might bring you into reality is if you have a family member or multiple family members that meet their demise, like the family in New Jersey. Snap out of it. This is reality. We are living it. This is happening. And some of us want to do something about it. Some of us want to try to help. So if you don't have that help and that good heart, then don't come to my YouTube channel spouting off that nonsense about this being a hoax. I'm telling you that right now. Because I'll ban you from my YouTube channel from commenting. You can watch the videos, but your comments will not be accepted on this YouTube channel because this is not a game. It is not a game. And I'm deathly afraid of losing family members on my end. And on top of all of that, I have two adult children in college at FSU that I am very, very afraid of losing. So don't bring your hoax bullshit to my channel. Sorry to be an asshole about it, but that's the way it's going to be. Because way too many people are dying. Way too many people are getting sick. and families are being torn apart. And if you think this is a hoax, you should be ashamed of yourself. You need mental help. You really do. Anyways, folks, I'm actually gonna try to lay down for a couple of hours and get a little bit of sleep. I didn't sleep good at all last night, man. I was tossing and turning, Woke up at my normal, 4 a.m. and started my day to day. And this is everything that we're living right now, man. This is this is crazy. But this is a time for people to stick together, not start to divide and separate. And that's all I got to say. And again, if you folks want to make donations, make them to your local food banks. Don't make them to YouTubers. YouTubers don't need your money, okay? The people in your neighborhoods, they need your help. The food banks need your help. And right now, like I said, the blood banks, for some reason, it's in my area. They've already called for people to please donate blood. I don't know why. I don't know why the blood banks are drying up. I'm going to try to find out later on today through some of my contacts in the Berg. I'll see what I can find out. But keep your money. Don't donate it to YouTubers. Donate it to your local food banks, or try to help out in any way you can. And if you cannot, listen, don't feel bad. Like I said, fold your hands up, close your eyes, say a prayer for these people, because that's all that they have. And frankly, that's all that all of us have right now. That's it. A prayer. Hope. Because according to some of these so-called professionals, we've only seen the beginning of what's to come. And that's truly scary. As bad as things are already, the worst is yet to come. Oh my God. Let me smash this dude right now here real quick. If people are in my live stream comment section, acting like complete fools, I don't mind 86 in your ass. It's no time for fun and games, folks. No time. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to get a little bit of rest for a few hours. And I probably will do another live stream this evening. I'm sure there will be a lot more to talk about. And be safe, everybody. Be safe. And once again, say a prayer for everybody. Say a prayer for all of those in need. Be safe. I'm out.